Welcome to Simply Joy by Kristen. I'm Kristen and I'm so glad you are here. This video is going to be all about our road trip. That's right, I am still in our rental. So here we are. We traveled out to Colorado Springs to see family. Of course, we had a thrift. Now the question is, how many times did I go to the Goodwill Bins? How many thrift stores did I go to? Oh, I thrifted in the Rocky Mountains and the Appalachian Mountains. I know, because on our way back to Philadelphia, we made a big detour and we went to Charlottesville, Virginia. And do you want to know our songs we choose as we road trip? Because boy, did we put the hours on. And we went back to a Goodwill I had a experience with the last time. So was it worth going back? And how did our trip wrap up? Because that was an adventure. So if you want to hear all about this, stick around because let's get started. We are off to Colorado. It took us a little over 2 days to get there, but one of our favorite pastimes is the license plate game. I thrifted this Melissa and Doug license plate game, and I think we've used it 4 or 5 times. Anyways, we love it, and stay tuned to see how well we did on our trip. An absolute must while we are in Colorado Springs is to go to the bins. And how many times did I go? Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And I'm going to tell you that this cute little backpack was definitely a favorite. It was perfect for my nephew. He loves Toy Story, and don't you think it was his size? Anyways, I'm going to say that this is probably the most disappointed I was in the bins there. I did end up getting a few things like these frames. Oh, let me tell you about this tote. This is a tote that I thrifted a while back, and I brought it into the bins to help carry my stuff out. And I had 2 people interested in it and wanted to know if it was for sale. And I said no. Eddie, on the other hand, said I should have asked how much. But anyways, back to some of the things I thrifted. This is probably another favorite, and that was this ladies' fashion catalog. Like, look how cool this is. This is definitely for me. But yeah, I did not get a ton like I normally do. And comical thing, we got a larger vehicle that we rented and I did not fill it. Another place that we stopped was the Christmas thrift store. This is such a cute shop because throughout the whole year, they raise money through the thrift shop, and then they turn it into a Christmas shop that parents can shop during the holiday season. So what a great cause. And those yellow baskets, they were definitely my favorite that I bought there. As you can tell, I have so much space left. Even with our suitcases, there's so much space left. But we had a little helper. She helped us pack up, even though she didn't want us to leave. But so long, Colorado. We had a great time, and we have to get back on the road. So what are our go-tos when it comes to music? Well, it's the Lake Street Dive Good Together album and the Moana 2 album. I know, what a mix. But let me tell you, those 2 albums helped us get through, I think we were 50 plus hours or something in the road. But yes, those 2 albums really saved the day. Mostly we were driving to our destinations and not doing a lot of stops. However, we did make this one stop in Kansas, and I ended up just getting 1 frame. It made me think of jadeite. What do you think? I absolutely loved Kentucky, West Virginia, and Virginia's scenery. Oh, absolutely loved it. It was a perfect way to welcome us to Virginia. And our first stop, the Factory Antique Mall. If you don't know about this, it is something fun to go check out. This is our second time going. But why do we go? It is for Amanda Mercantile's booth. I don't know. Like, she is talented. If you have ever seen her, you know what I'm talking about. But if not, please go check her out. She is amazing. And so now it's just time to wander the factory, and it is huge. And I think I spent about 3 hours there, but it was just not enough time. This was definitely a favorite booth, and I did buy a few fun things from this. There's so much to look at. There's everything you could think of, and I would absolutely recommend, if you are in Virginia, to go check this out. One of the episodes of Amanda Mercantile's YouTube channel, she helped give this booth a makeover / move it, and I searched for it and I found it, and I did get a couple goodies from this. But I have to tell you, there's just so much to look at, and I definitely have some regret of a few items that I left behind, but I do absolutely love the treasures that I did bring home. Some of these things I will repurpose, but a lot of it is just mainly for me and to remember the experience. One of Amanda's favorite places to get coffee is the Crucible Coffee, and I ended up getting an iced hibiscus tea, and it was delicious. So if you're already going to the Factory Antique Mall, you might as well go over to the town next door and get yourself a coffee or tea. Next up, Charlottesville. This is where we're going to hang out for a couple of days, do some thrifting, and just enjoy the wineries and just everything that this town has to offer. We went to these two thrift stores. They're actually named the exact same thing, except one has a 2 after it. And I only bought one item. However, I did go back later on our trip and pick something up that I saw and realized I had to have. Downtown Charlottesville is so much fun. It's very historical. And another place that we went to eat the first time that we visited, which was 3 years ago, was Citizens Burger, and it did not disappoint. It was delicious again. So many fresh and local ingredients, and you get to build it however you want. It's the next day, and we're off to our first thrift store. This is a new one that we had never been to, and it was a lot of fun. I found some treasures, as you can see, some books, and I am working on collecting purses that I want to start to have in my booth. Okay, so this is really cool. We were traveling between Colorado and Virginia, and I had this video come up in my YouTube suggestion list, and it was about craft thrift stores. And she made a spreadsheet of the entire United States of where all of these are located. There were a few in Colorado, so I was feeling a little disappointed that I missed out. However, I was like, well, let's just see if there's one in Charlottesville. And guess what? There was. So I went to my very first crafting thrift store, and I loved it. I loved it. It was such a fun experience just to see it in person. I did not end up using the bag system that they had because the items that I bought were pre-priced. And so like the patterns were 5 for $1. I had such restraint. I only got 5. And then all their frames were $5 and less, marked differently. So this frame is gorgeous, and I had passed on that one at the Goodwill Bins because it had a little owie, and I was like, oh, kind of regretted it, but this one was just stressed all over, and I love it, and it's gonna look so fabulous in my booth, and I cannot wait for someone to find a new home, or maybe not too quickly, because I do love it. After some thrifting, we then had a quick bite to eat at a local place called the Mona Lisa. Check out this wall. It is so cool, and you sit among the aisles of the wine bottles and the food available for purchase. It's just a really unique experience. After that, we headed to the Pippin Farm Winery. It was our first one of the trip. Look at this view. It's gorgeous. This is a place you definitely want to check out, and it was ranked number 1 last year or the year before of top wineries in the United States, and the chef was on an episode of Chopped, so definitely something that was fun and special, and we would recommend because this is our returning trip. We were there 3 years ago. Unplanned thrifting. Isn't that the best? After the winery, Eddie asked if we wanted to hit a couple more, and I said, why not? I found a few more purses. I did not get this cool wicker side table because after I took the picture, a gentleman said, oh, I already am getting that. And I was like, oops, sorry. But I still had a good time, and I still found some treasures, including this really cool vintage clutch. Leather clutch is so cool. Our evening, we ended with going to the Firefly. It is just a really cool restaurant / game room. We didn't get to partake in the arcade because they had a trivia night, but we did have some rounds of the game Trouble. It was really fun to kind of go back to those childhood memories, and ended with some delicious ice cream. It's the next day, and we are going to the Goodwill. The last time we went, I had a not great experience. I found something that was out on the floor, and I had a worker come up to me and say, nope, that's not available. But it was right there. It was out. But anyways, I was so sad about it. We ended up leaving. I didn't get anything. But when it came to what thrift stores were left in the area, this was one of them. So we decided to go back and give it another try. And as you can see, I did find a few things. And now I feel like the place is neutral. It's kind of, had one bad, one decent. So we're pretty good. Also went to the Salvation Army. I only found a book. Went back to the Twice as Nice to get that strawberry plate. I had to get that strawberry plate, and ended up finding another clutch. It was a vintage one, cord, I think is how it's pronounced, but I don't know. Anyways, then we were off to our last winery, the Eastwood one. We went there a couple years ago too. It was my personal favorite, and I loved going back. It's just a low-key, fun experience. We ended up playing Go Fish while we enjoyed our wine and food. And now it's time to pack up and say goodbye to Charlottesville. We had so much fun. The morning we were heading out. On the way, we stopped at a couple little places. This first one was a Rummage 33. I didn't get anything because it was something where you need to spend some time, and I was only going in for like a 20-minute chunk, and so I saved it for this shop, which I love what I got. I got a couple more items last minute after I took this picture when I was checking out. I'm like, I want this, like this hat, I want this. But I had a lot of fun. And then we are almost home. We made one stop. This is a Goodwill that we do stop at, and I found two things. However, as soon as we left, we hit a storm, like it instantly, and this is much calmer than what we drove through, but there was many roads we had to turn around because trees were down. It was a tornado warning, and it took so much longer to get home. Like, you can see that the trees are down everywhere, and this is only a snippet of what we experienced, but we are home. We are unpacking. The only state we didn't end up getting was Hawaii, which was so sad because I was counting on seeing it in Colorado because we've seen it there the last few times we've been out there. They even saw it the next day or 2 days after we left, but oh well, it is what it is. These are some treasures that my mom was sharing with me. She even sent me home with some of these piano player rolls. I'm so excited for them. But until next time, hope to see you. I know it's a holiday weekend, but I will be back on July 4th.